The push to get workers back to the office could soon be a commercial or a big commercial a boon, really, to not just commercial, but commercial real estate is where I should be going with this. The sector hit hardest by the post-pandemic remote working trend. Joining us right now with more on that in the real estate market after President-elect Trump's victory. Scott Rechler is here. He's the chairman and CEO of RXR. And we were just talking about food and lunches. I don't know if you were watching that. But it does seem like people are now having business lunches again, which means, I think, that they're back at the office.
Yeah, I mean, in New York, everyone's back at the office, and we're now even back to 5 days a week. I mean, I think after Labor Day, there was just an acceleration when the Amazon announcement came out and said they're bringing people back 5 days a week. And what's interesting with that is, and Amazon announces that they don't even have the space, right, because they hadn't planned for it. So now, we've had a year, this year, we'll be back to leasing levels that we haven't seen since 2016, over 35 million square feet of leasing. And that was really almost no technology tenants driving that. And usually tech is the big users in the marketplace. You
can see people badging in and badging out. Do you have that data?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so what are you seeing on Mondays and Fridays?
Mondays we're back. Fridays, I would say we're probably like at 70% in most of our buildings. Okay. And the ones that are more media, tech, creative, it's a little less than that. But, in New York, again, because of the investment banks here, a lot of regulatory reasons they got to be here. Hopefully, now with the Trump administration, they'll mandate people back in Washington to come back
for
to
government work.
Space. Yeah, because that's been ridiculous that people have not been back in the office there.
And so you're seeing, are you getting lots of calls to say we need more space?
Yeah, we'll do 2.5 million square feet of leasing this year. We did 2 million last year in our portfolio. That's, again, pre-pandemic levels.
Right.
And again, there's just thing to be clear is that certain buildings are more competitive than others.
Well, so that's where I was going to go with this. It used to be, during the pandemic, after the pandemic, everyone said the A buildings are worth everything. Anything else is worth nothing because nobody's going back to those offices. Right. Is that not the case anymore?
It is still the case. 70% of the vacancy is in 30% of the buildings, right? So you have the new buildings are doing great. I don't know if you saw yesterday, SL Green announced the sale of a piece of One Vanderbilt for $4.7 billion, $2,800 a foot, a 4% cap rate. And so there's demand for high-quality buildings, and the next level of Class A buildings, demand for those. And there's a shortage of high-quality blocks of space in those buildings. In addition, you're having about 10 million square feet of conversions happening right now from office to residential in Manhattan. And that's going to suck up parts of that 50 million square feet of the more obsolete, non-competitive
space.
But
what about the rest of them that can be converted? There was actually a fascinating piece you probably remember 2 years ago, I think, on 60 Minutes, where they were talking about these conversions. I think you were in it.
Yeah, I was in it, yeah.
Right. And there were these buildings that are sort of unconvertible. Right. They're both unconvertible and unattractive. Do they become, what happens to them?
Eventually they'll be torn down, right? They'll be torn down and then you'll be repurposed for new buildings. And we're looking to build a 2.8 million square foot building right across from One Vanderbilt next to Grand Central. We've already had 18 million square feet of tenants that are looking at that. Because if you think about building a new building in Manhattan, you're not going to have that till 2032, 2033. Right. There's all these big companies that want to have buildings like JP Morgan's building for themselves that need to find a home, but there's no new supply.
What do you think of, so there was a whole sort of view of the world that New York City was moving west, right? It was all going to go towards Hudson Yards and just that whole sort of corridor. And yet, it seems like with the new JP Morgan building and some of the other things around Vanderbilt and whatnot, that maybe ultimately Park Avenue and East and everything else becomes hot again?
And again,
where are we?
This shows you, by the way, and as we're talking about efficiency in government and good policy, this was good policies put forward, right? They had this thing called East Midtown zoning where you can actually, the whole point was to tear down old buildings, incentivize the private sector to build new buildings. They give you more land, more development rights along the way, and tax incentives, and you put transit improvements in. So that sparked that. That's what JP Morgan started. That's why we're building our building. That's why SL Green is. So it is going to reinvigorate, has reinvigorated the whole Grand Central, Park Avenue, Rock Center, 6th Avenue period of Midtown. Right. And tenants are there because also it's access to transportation, right? The Grand Central is an incredible transportation hub.
Dare I ask what you think of the mayor's current standing in the city and how that relates to safety and security and all those other issues that people had been very, very concerned about?
Listen, anyone who cares about New York City wants to have leadership that doesn't have issues around it right now. So, we want this resolved. This is obviously critical to your point. People come to New York for quality of life, for public safety. And if we have distractions like taking place right now, that's obviously not healthy.
You want him in or out? I think that Trump is gonna figure out a way to get him off.
I'm not going to opine whether I want him in or not. If he's, first of all, he's innocent until he's proven guilty, right? So I have no reason to believe he's done anything. I don't know the answer. But if he's innocent, and he should then be able to run for mayor, and we'll have an election, and we'll see who else puts their hat in the ring.
Okay, Scott, it's great to see you this morning.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Thanks.